Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault, and today we have a monster review. And the monster we're going to talk to you about today is the JACKALWERE. And once again, this is a monster that comes from the original monster manual for use with basic Dungeons & Dragons and advanced Dungeons & Dragons, or what's typically called 1E today. So the JACKALWERE. It's kind of weird. It's not a regular lycanthrope. It is a jackal that has the ability to turn into the shape of a human. They're a 4 hit dice creature, and they have an armor class of 4. Makes it easy to remember. And they are a evil creature, chaotic evil, and very intelligent. Not something I would have expected from a jackal that turns into a human, but it is what it is. It does have some problems if you want to hit it. It is a creature that has standard magic resistance, so magic's fine. But +1 weapons or iron weapons are all that can strike a JACKALWERE. In addition to this ability to only be struck by iron weapons and +1 weapons, it is something that an unsuspecting creature who looks into its eyes has to make a save versus magic. If it doesn't make the save versus magic, then it's going to go to sleep. Now, JACKALWEREs target humans. They like to waylay humans, steal their stuff, kill them, and eat them. Kind of a rough way to end your day as a human. But honestly, I mean, I'm a dwarf. If they're targeting humans, hey, glad I'm not a human. Now, JACKALWEREs do tend to appear in small groups. They are a fairly rare creature, and they're going to hang out in areas where, surprise, surprise, jackals do. So you're thinking more of the African plains and the veldt and, this kind of stuff, as opposed to running into them in, mountains or jungles or something like that. A JACKALWERE is a weird creature. And like I said, though it's not really a lycanthrope, it's kind of like a lycanthrope. And the fact that it's a smart jackal that turns into humans and is evil and can hypnotically cause them to go to sleep or force them to, their opponents to use special weapons in order to strike them. They fall into this kind of weird slot in Dungeons & Dragons creatures. But certainly in a wandering encounter, you're only going to run into 1 to 4, according to the book. It's a very strange creature. And of course, us dwarves, we don't generally spend a great deal of time in the places that JACKALWEREs would exist. And we're not human. So we're not really going to be targeted by them the way it's described in the book. Now, they only get 1 attack, and it's for 2 to 8 points of damage under normal circumstances. But because they can turn into a human, they can use human weapons, and then damage would be by weapon type. Now, like I said, it's going to be virtually impossible for us dwarves to run into them. And we're good with that. We don't have any issues with JACKALWEREs. We don't go where they are. They don't go where we are. But they're evil. So if we see them, we're going to bounce them. That's for sure. Now, of course, in the gaming world, it's a little bit different, and JACKALWEREs are used in the game. So I went out to the greater Hornhelm community and asked the DMs and the players as to what they thought about the JACKALWERE. And talking to the dungeon masters, yes, they've been used, but it doesn't seem that they've been used very often. The dungeon master said, yeah, they're fine, but they're very... it's kind of like a surprise encounter because of the fact that they're humans, or look like humans, where they run into an adventuring party. And in asking them to rank it, they said, well, it's a little bit of a mystery because their adventuring parties usually didn't know what the capabilities were, but they still said that, yeah, maybe 3. Outside, 3.5. Now, talking to the players who had run into these, and they were very far and few between, I have to honestly say that they came back and said it was a 4. They said that sleep bit was good, and the fact that you might attack them with normal weapons and not find out that they didn't work until after the first attack, they thought they were a little bit better and a bit more of a surprise than expected. Okay. Like I said, it's not something I've seen used very often, and from the comments I got back from the greater Hornhelm community, I'd say that was pretty consistent. But I think it could be a fun creature to use, especially if people aren't expecting it and run into it in human form. Trying to figure out what it is could take a little bit of time. Interesting character, and one that's probably underutilized. So that, my friends, is the JACKALWERE. We hope you found today's presentation to be interesting, amusing, entertaining, all that kind of good stuff. If you did, please be so kind as to leave us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Share with your friends. Leave us a comment, but most of all, come back and see us again real soon. Thank you so much for your very kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!